The city of Neon Prime never slept. Tall glass towers touched the clouds, their lights glowing like distant stars. Aircars zoomed silently through the sky lanes. People hurried along the walkways, lost in their busy lives. But for Aaron, tonight felt different. Aaron was young, only 24. He wore a simple black coat, though anyone who knew him would recognize him as the city's youngest millionaire. His wealth came from designing security programs that protected companies from cyber attacks. But money didn't give him peace. His heart always felt empty. After a long charity event, Aaron decided to walk home alone. No guards, no cars, just silence. He liked the cool air on his face as he walked through the quieter side of the city, far from the rich towers. His mind wandered as he moved down the empty street, lit by soft blue lights. Then he saw her. At first, he thought it was just a shadow. But as he stepped closer, his sharp eyes caught the figure of a young girl, sitting curled up against a wall. Her clothes were torn and thin. In her shaking arms, she held something close. Aaron stopped. It was a baby. The baby wasn't crying. That scared Aaron more. It was too quiet. Its small face was pale, its breathing weak. The girl herself looked frozen in fear, her eyes wide as she stared at him, too tired even to speak. Rain fell softly, soaking them both. For a moment, Aaron didn't know what to say. He had seen poor people before. He had walked past beggars, thinking someone else would help them. But tonight, he couldn't look away. He removed his coat slowly, careful not to frighten her. He spoke softly. "I'm not here to hurt you." The girl said nothing. Her lips trembled. She looked down at her baby, then back at Aaron. "Is the baby sick?" Aaron asked, stepping closer. Her eyes filled with tears. She nodded once. Aaron's heart felt heavy. He pressed a button on his small wrist device. Within seconds, his personal hovercar hummed gently down from the sky, its soft lights glowing like a rescue signal. The doors opened silently. "Come with me," Aaron said. Still, the girl hesitated. "I have a medical unit in my home. Your baby needs help. Please, trust me." She didn't move. Then the baby made a weak sound. A soft, dry cough. That small sound broke the wall between them. Her fear gave way to desperation. Slowly, carefully, the girl stood up, cradling her baby tighter. She stepped toward the open car. Aaron walked beside her. He took off his coat and placed it gently around her shoulders. She flinched at first, but then relaxed. She didn't look him in the eye. She simply followed. Inside the hovercar, warm air surrounded them. The doors closed softly. Aaron told the car to return to his penthouse tower. As they rose above the city streets, Aaron sat across from her, watching silently. The girl still said nothing. She looked down at her baby, rocking him gently, whispering words Aaron couldn't hear. He wanted to ask her name, but something told him not to. Not yet. Minutes later, the car landed on the top level of the tallest tower in Neon Prime. The doors opened into a vast hallway filled with soft lights and quiet machines. Aaron led the way. He pressed his hand to a panel. A hidden door slid open, revealing his home, a large, quiet space full of warmth and safety. "This is my home. You're safe here." The girl followed slowly. She clutched her baby like a shield. Aaron called for his medical robot, a small silver machine with gentle arms and a soft voice. The robot scanned the baby and began treatment immediately, giving oxygen and small doses of healing medicine. The girl sat down at last. She was too weak to stand. Rin watched as the baby's breathing slowly improved. His skin looked less pale. The girl's shoulders shook silently as tears ran down her face. "You're safe now," Aaron said again, softer this time. But the girl only held her baby tighter. In that quiet moment, Aaron understood something. Tonight he didn't rescue her. She rescued him. The silence inside the penthouse felt strange to Mira. She sat quietly on the soft white couch, her small baby resting in her arms. Warm air filled the big room, and soft lights glowed from the walls. It felt nothing like the cold streets outside. She didn't trust this place. Not yet. The tall young man, Aaron, stood at a distance, watching carefully. He didn't want to scare her. He had seen the fear in her eyes. She was like a wild bird, hurt and trapped, but ready to run if anyone came too close. Aaron spoke softly. "The baby will be fine. My medical bot is working." Mira looked down at her baby, named Leo. His small chest now moved more steadily. His skin looked better, and his tiny hands no longer felt ice cold. Tears touched her cheeks, but she wiped them away quickly, trying to look strong. The silver medical robot stood nearby. It checked Leo carefully, its round head blinking green. Then it spoke in a gentle voice. "Condition stabilizing. Minor treatment required for full recovery." Mira didn't understand the machine's words completely, but Aaron smiled when he heard them. "Your baby is safe now," he said. Mira wanted to believe him, but trust was hard. Life on the streets had taught her one thing: never trust rich people. They always wanted something in return. "Why?" she asked softly. Aaron heard the question but didn't answer immediately. He sat on the floor a few feet away, showing her he meant no harm. "I don't know," he said after a pause. "I saw you. I couldn't leave you there." Mira said nothing. Her arms tightened around Leo. Aaron noticed her thin, wet clothes. She was shaking from the cold. Carefully, he stood and walked to a nearby closet. He pulled out a soft blanket, light gray in color, and placed it gently on the table beside her. "You can use this, if you want." Mira hesitated. Then slowly, carefully, she pulled the blanket around herself and Leo. Warmth spread through her body. She felt tired. So tired. But she forced her eyes to stay open. Aaron sat nearby, silent. For many minutes no one spoke. Finally, Mira whispered, "Where is this place?" "My home," Aaron said simply. "High above the city." She looked at the glass walls. Outside, the city lights shone like stars. She had never been this high before. "I don't belong here." "You belong where?" "You're safe." Mira looked at him now. Really looked at him. His face was calm but serious. His eyes were tired, but not cold. He didn't look like the other rich men she had seen before. "I can't pay you. I didn't ask for money. People don't help for nothing." "I do." Mira didn't believe him. But Leo's soft breathing reminded her she had no choice. "Not now." Aaron stood slowly. "There's a room for guests. You can rest there." Mira's heart raced. She thought of running. But where? Back to the streets? "No, not with Leo." Aaron pointed gently. "That way, the door opens automatically." Mira stood up weakly, holding her baby close. Her legs felt like stone, but she forced herself to move. She followed the direction Aaron showed, finding a small but warm bedroom. A soft bed waited inside. Without thinking, she sat down on the bed, holding Leo tightly. Aaron didn't follow her. He stayed outside, giving her space. Mira looked around the quiet room. The air smelled clean. The lights were soft, not hurting her eyes. The bed felt too soft, too safe. She didn't understand why this man helped her, but right now, all that mattered was Leo. Mira lay down slowly, curling around her baby, and for the first time in many months, she closed her eyes without fear. Outside the door, Aaron sat against the wall, staring into the empty hallway. He didn't know why, but for the first time in a long time, he felt less alone, and somewhere deep inside his heart, he hoped the girl and her baby would not leave, not yet. Morning light filled the penthouse. The tall glass walls showed the bright sky outside. Far below, the city streets were busy again, but up here, everything was quiet. Mira opened her eyes slowly. For a moment, she forgot where she was. She sat up quickly, holding her baby tightly. Then she remembered the warm bed, the soft blanket, and the strange rich man who had saved her. She looked at Leo. He was still sleeping, his small face peaceful. His breathing sounded normal now. The medical robot had saved him. Mira touched his cheek softly, feeling his warmth. She felt something strange in her heart. Hope. Carefully, she stood up and walked out of the small guest room. She moved slowly. Afraid. She didn't know what Aaron wanted from her. Why would a rich man help someone like her? She had nothing to give him. She found Aaron sitting quietly at a long table near the large windows. He had not slept. He was watching the morning sky. When he heard her footsteps, he turned and stood up. His voice was calm. Your baby is better. The medical bot checked him while you slept. Mira looked down at Leo, holding him protectively. I know you're scared, Aaron said gently. But you're safe here, I promise. Mira said nothing. Her tired eyes looked around the large room. Everything was clean and beautiful. Machines moved silently, cleaning the floors. Soft music played in the air. She felt like she had stepped into another world. Aaron noticed her discomfort. You're hungry. Mira looked at him, surprised. How long had it been since she'd eaten properly? I asked the system to prepare food, Aaron said. You can eat if you want. Mira nodded slowly. Soon, a small service robot arrived. It placed 2 plates on the table: simple bread, warm soup, and clean water. Nothing fancy, but it smelled good. Mira hesitated. Was it safe? But then Leo stirred, and she knew she needed strength for him. She sat down and ate carefully. Each bite felt strange after so many days without real food. Aaron watched but said nothing. He didn't want to push her. After a while, Mira whispered, Why are you helping me? Aaron looked at her quietly. Then he spoke honestly, I don't know. Maybe because I'm tired too. Mira frowned. How could a rich man be tired? I have everything money can buy, Aaron said softly. But I have no family, no friends, no one. Mira stared at him, not understanding. I saw you in the rain, he continued, and I felt like helping you was something I had to do, not for you, for me. Mira looked down. She didn't know what to say. I'm not asking you to trust me, Aaron said. Not now, but you can stay here, as long as you need. Mira whispered, For how long? As long as you and your baby need safety. Tears filled Mira's eyes, but she wiped them away quickly. I have nothing, she said softly. I can't pay you. I have no family, no home. Aaron shook his head. I didn't ask for anything. Mira held Leo tighter. I lost everything, she said quietly. After the cyber attic, my home burned. My job was gone. I ran with my baby. I thought we would die. Aaron listened carefully. His heart felt heavy. You won't die now, he said gently. Silence filled the room. Mira didn't believe in miracles. But this place, this man, maybe, just maybe, she had found one. Aaron stood up. He didn't ask more questions. He gave her space. There's a shower in the guest room, and fresh clothes. You can rest. Mira looked up at him. Her voice shook. Why are you so kind? Aaron smiled sadly. Because no one was kind to me. Mira watched him walk away, his steps slow and quiet. She looked down at her sleeping baby. For the first time, she felt safe. But in her heart, a question remained. Days passed slowly inside the tall penthouse. Every morning, Mira woke up in the soft bed, still unsure if this life was real or just a dream. Every night, she sat near the big glass windows, holding her baby and looking down at the busy city. Below. Her baby, Leo, was getting better. His cough was gone. His cheeks were full of color again. The medical robot checked him daily and said he was healthy now. But Mira was not healing as fast as her baby. Fear still lived inside her heart. She didn't understand why Aaron, a rich young man, allowed her to stay. She expected him to change his mind one day. Maybe he would ask her to leave, or worse, ask her for something in return, but he didn't. Aaron gave her space. He never asked questions. He never came too close, until one quiet morning. Mira sat near the window, feeding Leo, when Aaron sat down a few feet away. He looked at the city quietly, his voice calm. "Do you want to tell me your story?" Mira looked down. She didn't answer. "I'm not forcing you," Aaron said softly, "but maybe it will help." For a long time, Mira said nothing. But then, for the first time, her voice broke the silence. "My name is Myra," Aaron nodded. "Thank you for telling me." "I had a small house near the old market," Mira continued. "I worked in a repair shop. I fixed small machines." Aaron listened carefully. "I was alone. My husband left before Leo was born. I worked every day. We had little, but we were okay." She paused, her voice shaking. Then the cyber attack came. Aaron knew what she meant. 1 year ago, hackers attacked the city's systems. Fires started. Buildings crashed. Money disappeared from people's accounts. People like Mira suffered the most. "They burned my house," she whispered. "I had nothing left. I ran with Leo. No one helped me." Aaron felt his throat tighten. "I worked in the systems that failed," he admitted softly. "I designed the security, but I couldn't stop the attack." Mira looked at him, surprised. "I thought rich people were safe," she said. "No one was safe," Aaron said quietly. Silence filled the room. "I'm sorry," he said after a pause. Mira's eyes filled with tears. "I begged people for help," she whispered. "No one listened." Aaron didn't know how to reply. He felt ashamed. People like Mira were lost while he stayed safe in his tower. "I can't fix your past," Aaron said softly. "But you're safe now." Mira looked at her baby. His small hand held her finger. Her tears fell, but she wiped them quickly. "I was ready to give up," she whispered. "But you didn't," Aaron said. Double quotes, "No. Because of Leo." Aaron nodded. He understood now. Mira didn't fight for herself. She fought for her baby. "You're stronger than you think." Mira looked at him quietly. "I'm just a broken girl." "No, you're a mother." For the first time, Mira smiled, a small, sad smile, but real. Aaron stood up slowly. "You can stay here, Mira, as long as you need. No one will hurt you again." Mira watched him leave the room, his steps quiet. She looked out the window, thinking about his words. Maybe. She wasn't broken. Maybe. She was just tired. Holding Leo close. Mira whispered softly, "Maybe. We're safe now." And for the first time since her world burned, she allowed herself to believe. Days turned into weeks. The once sick baby Leo now laughed softly and reached for the lights that danced across the ceiling of the tall penthouse. His small hands were full of life again. His soft voice filled the quiet halls, bringing the strange peace that even Aaron felt inside his heart. Mira spent most of her time with her baby. She cleaned him, fed him, and spoke softly to him. But in her heart, she still carried one fear. What would happen next? She knew she couldn't stay in this place forever. No rich man would give her and her child a home without reason. One day, Aaron would ask her to leave. Or worse, he would ask her for something in return. She kept waiting for that day. But it never came. One morning, Aaron called Mira to sit with him near the wide glass windows. His voice was calm as always. "The medical bot said your baby is fully healthy now." Mira looked down, holding Leo protectively. "He needs care to stay healthy, proper food, clean air. No cold nights." "I can take care of him," Myra said softly. "I believe you," Aaron replied. "That's why I'm giving you this." He reached into his pocket and pulled out a small silver keycard. It shone in the morning light. Mira looked at it, confused. "This is for you," Aaron explained. "It gives you full access to the guest wing. The rooms, the kitchen, the medical room. Everything. Myra didn't understand. You're giving me the key to your house? Aaron shook his head gently. No, the penthouse is large. I don't need all of it. The guest wing is yours now. Myra's eyes widened in shock. Why? Because your baby needs a future. And so do you. Myra clutched Leo tighter, afraid to believe him. I can't pay you. I know. People don't give things for free. I'm not giving it for free, Aaron said softly. You saved your child's life. And in a way, you saved mine too. Myra didn't understand. Aaron looked out the window for a long time before speaking. I lived alone in this tower for years. Surrounded by machines, walls, security. I thought that was life. But when I saw you that night, I realized I was the one who was lost. He looked at her now. Letting you stay helps me remember I'm human too. Myra sat quietly, holding her sleeping baby. She didn't know how to reply. I won't force you to stay, Aaron said. But if you want a safe place for your child, this is yours. Myra felt tears in her eyes. She looked at the small keycard in Aaron's hand. Slowly, carefully, she reached out and took it. The metal felt cold in her fingers. But in her heart, it felt like something else got a second chance. I don't know how to thank you, she whispered. You don't need to. Myra stood up silently, her baby in her arms. She looked around the quiet penthouse, and for the first time, she felt something she had not felt in a long time, belonging, that night. After Aaron went to his private room, Myra sat near the big glass window, holding Leo close. The city lights below looked like stars. She looked at the small keycard resting beside her dot. She whispered softly to her child, We're not homeless anymore. Leo's small hand held her finger as if he understood. And for the first time, Myra believed that maybe, just maybe, the future would be different, that maybe hope was real after all. The days inside the tall glass tower passed quietly. Outside, the city of Neon Prime stayed busy, full of noise and speed. But inside the penthouse, life felt simple and soft. Myra now lived in the guest wing. She had her own room, her own kitchen, and space for her baby Leo. Every morning, she would open the tall windows and let the fresh air inside. She cleaned the small rooms herself, even when the robots offered to help. She wanted to feel useful. Leo was growing fast. He laughed often, now reaching for his mother's hair and trying to catch the light that came from the moving glass walls. His little steps were weak, but every day he grew stronger. And slowly, Myra's fear began to fade. But one thing she didn't expect happened quietly. A bond began to form between her and Aaron. He didn't treat her like a guest. He didn't treat her like a poor stranger either. He simply treated her like someone who mattered. Every evening, after work, Aaron would sit with Myra near the large windows where she liked to watch the city lights. He asked simple questions, sometimes about her past, sometimes about Leo, but mostly he just listened. Myra found herself speaking more. Her words became lighter. She no longer felt like she was speaking to a rich man. She was speaking to a person. One evening, Myra sat in the warm kitchen, feeding Leo soft food. Aaron walked in quietly. He watched them from a distance. You're good with him, Aaron said softly. Myra smiled without thinking. I have to be. You're doing more than just surviving, Myra. You're raising him well. Myra looked down, feeling shy. No one had praised her before. I never planned to be alone, she whispered. I thought his father would help. But he left before Leo was born. I'm sorry. I'm used to it. Aaron sat down across the table. Don't be. Myra looked up, confused. You don't have to accept pain just because life gave it to you, Aaron said. Myra didn't reply. But his words stayed in her mind. After that day, Aaron started inviting her to join him in small things. Sometimes they watched old movies together on the large screen. Sometimes they sat in silence, watching the rain fall over the glass walls. Sometimes they laughed softly when Leo tried to chase the cleaning robots. Each small moment became special. Mira noticed something about Aaron too. He was lonely, even in his large house. Surrounded by machines, money, and power, Aaron looked like a man who had no one. His eyes were kind but always tired. His smile was real but rare. One night, when Leo was asleep, Mira found Aaron sitting alone near the garden platform, looking at the stars. She walked closer. "Do you miss someone?" she asked quietly. Aaron looked surprised. "I miss the idea of someone," he replied softly. "What do you mean?" "I never had a real family. My parents were always busy. My friends left when I became rich." "I'm here now," Mira whispered without thinking. Aaron looked at her, his expression soft. "Yes, you are." Neither of them spoke after that. They just sat quietly under the artificial stars, sharing silence. In that moment, Mira realized something strange. She no longer felt like a guest, and Aaron no longer felt like a stranger. Their lives, once broken in different ways, were slowly coming together, and neither of them wanted to break the silence. One night, when the city looked peaceful under the stars, a soft alarm rang inside the tall penthouse. It was not loud, but enough to wake Aaron. He opened his eyes, checked his wrist screen, and frowned. Something was wrong. Outside, everything looked normal, but inside his system, danger had returned. Another cyber-attic. Aaron stood up quickly. He walked to his control room, where blue screens showed digital maps of the city. Lines of code ran fast across the displays. Someone was attacking his tower's security systems. He knew this was not random. It was the same hacker group that attacked the city a year ago. The same attack that destroyed Mara's life. Aaron tried to block them. His mind focused, his fingers moved fast, but the hackers were stronger now. His programs failed one after another. In the guest wing, Mira woke up. She felt the change in the air. The soft lights flickered. The walls made a strange sound. She picked up Leo and held him tightly. Suddenly, her door opened. It was Aaron. "Come with me," he said quickly. Mira didn't ask why. She followed him, holding Leo close. They entered the control room. Mira had never seen this part of the penthouse before. Screens everywhere, silent machines, lights flashing. "What's happening?" Mira asked. "Scared. We're under attack." "Attack?" "Digital attack. Hackers. They're trying to shut down my tower." "Why?" "I don't know." Leo started crying softly in Mira's arms. She rocked him gently, but fear filled her heart. "Will they find us?" she asked. "They're not inside yet, but they're close." Aaron worked fast, typing codes, blocking attacks, but his face showed worry. Mira watched him closely. Then, suddenly, she stepped forward. "I can help." Aaron looked at her, surprised. "I worked in a repair shop," Mira said quickly. "I know old system commands. Maybe I can find the weakness they're using." Aaron hesitated. "I can do it," Mira said, her voice firm now. "Let me try." Aaron nodded once. Mira handed Leo to Aaron carefully. For a moment, Aaron stood there awkwardly, holding the small baby. Leo looked up at him with confused eyes. Mira sat at one of the smaller screens. Her hands shook at first, but then her memory returned. Her fingers moved fast, typing old codes, checking system paths Aaron had forgotten. "They're using a back door hidden in your cleaning bot system," Mira said suddenly. "What?" "I can block it. Just give me 2 minutes." Aaron followed her instructions. Together, they worked quickly. Leo stopped crying. He watched silently from Aaron's arms. Finally, Mira pressed a final command. The screens flashed green. Attack blocked. Silence filled the control room. Mira leaned back, breathing hard. Sweat touched her forehead. Her hands shook. Aaron looked at the main screen. The danger was gone. You saved us, Aaron said softly. Myra looked at him, tears filling her eyes. I just did what I remembered. Aaron stepped forward and placed a gentle hand on her shoulder. You protected your home. Mira's eyes widened. She looked around the control room, then at Aaron. This is my home now, if you want it to be. Mira looked down, holding back tears. Then she took Leo from Aaron's arms and held him close. I want it to be. Aaron smiled softly, a real smile. Then it is. That night, the tower lights returned to normal. The systems were safe. The hackers had failed. In the quiet penthouse, Mira stood near the glass wall, looking out at the city. She felt different. Now not like a guest, not like a stranger. She felt strong. And beside her, Aaron felt something too.